For all of human history, it has been our one constant companion, the silent watcher in the night sky. We've written poetry about it, worshipped it as a god, and in our greatest triumph, we walked upon its surface. We think we know the moon. But what if everything we know is a lie? This is not a story about rocks and dust. This is a story about an anomaly, a mystery so profound that it challenges the very laws of physics and our place in the universe. This is the story of the evidence that suggests our moon is not a natural object. What if the moon isn't a moon at all? What if for millennia we have been orbiting a tomb? What if the moon is a giant, dead spaceship? The official story, the one you'll find in every textbook, is known as the Giant Impact Hypothesis. It's a dramatic and violent tale. Around 4.5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized planet named Theia collided with a young, molten Earth. The impact was catastrophic, vaporizing the smaller planet and blasting a huge chunk of Earth's mantle into orbit. Over thousands of years, gravity pulled this debris together, forming the moon we see today. It's a solid, scientifically sound theory. It explains the moon's composition, its orbit, and its very existence. This is the official story, a neat and tidy explanation for the silent watcher in our sky. But as our audience knows, the official story is often where the real mystery begins. Because when we started sending missions to the moon, the data we got back didn't quite fit. The numbers were wrong. The moon started to feel less like a rock and more like an engineered object. The first major crack in the official story came on November 20th, 1969. The Apollo 12 astronauts, having returned to their lunar module, deliberately crashed the ascent stage back onto the moon's surface. It was a planned experiment to test the moon's geology using seismic sensors. The impact was equivalent to 1 ton of TNT. On Earth, the vibrations from such an impact would have lasted a minute or two, but the moon was different. The scientists at NASA watched in disbelief as their sensors showed the moon vibrating, reverberating for over an hour. As one NASA scientist famously put it, the moon was ringing like a bell. Solid objects don't ring like a bell, but hollow ones do. This was the first piece of evidence in a growing forbidden file. Then came the mystery of its density. The moon is enormous, but it's strangely lightweight for its size. Its average density is 3.3 grams per cubic centimeter, while Earth's is 5.5. Some scientists have proposed that this could mean only one thing. The moon isn't a solid object. It could be largely hollow. This theory, once confined to the fringes, gained more traction when we examined the moon's craters. They are strangely shallow. Craters that are vast in diameter should be incredibly deep, but on the moon, they're not. It's as if the impacts are being stopped by something incredibly hard and dense just beneath the surface, like a hull. This is where we leave the realm of simple observation and enter the world of chilling analysis. A natural satellite that rings like a bell, a celestial body that seems to be hollow, a rocky surface that appears to be reinforced by an incredibly strong inner shell. When you put these pieces together, the conflict becomes clear. Our scientific understanding of the universe versus an object that seems to defy it. Two Russian scientists, Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Sherbakov, were the first to propose the unthinkable in a 1970 article. What if the moon was an artificial planetoid, an ancient spaceship, created by an unknown, highly advanced intelligence? They argued that the outer layer of the moon was processed from rock and dust to form a protective shell, a kind of cosmic armor. Beneath this rocky armor, they speculated, lies a massive hollow interior, potentially miles deep. A vast, empty world protected from the harshness of space. The craters aren't deep because the meteorites are hitting this engineered hull. The moon rings like a bell because it is a giant, hollow bell. This is the kind of forbidden file theory our audience craves. A theory that takes known scientific data, the ringing, the density, and offers an explanation so profound, so terrifying, that it changes everything we thought we knew. The official story is that these are just anomalies we don't yet understand. The terrifying alternative is that we understand them perfectly, but we refuse to accept the answer. If we indulge this what-if bomb for a moment, the next question is the most terrifying of all. Who built it, and why is it here? The theories range from the fantastic to the truly existential. Was it a generation ship? A colossal ark built by a dying civilization to traverse the galaxies, searching for a new home? Did they find Earth and leave their ship in orbit as a silent monument? Or was it something more sinister? A warship? A planet-sized Death Star from an ancient cosmic war, left damaged and derelict after a battle of unimaginable scale? Is our silent watcher not a monument, but a graveyard? Perhaps the most chilling theory is that the moon is a watchtower, an observation post, placed in perfect orbit by an intelligence that has been studying us, watching us, for millions of years. This taps into our deepest fears, the existential dread our audience is drawn to, the feeling that we are part of an experiment we don't understand. And if they built the moon, where are they now? Are they long dead, their ship a silent tomb, or are they still inside, sleeping, waiting? The lack of any signal, any sign of life, is perhaps the most unnerving part of this mystery. The silence is deafening. After exploring the science, the anomalies, and the wild speculation, we arrive at the most plausible and chilling conclusion within this theory. If the moon is a spaceship, it is a dead one. It is a derelict, a ghost ship floating in the cosmic ocean. This isn't an active threat. It's an ancient tomb. This is the chilling satisfaction our audience seeks, the twist that resolves the central conflict. The conflict was never about an alien invasion. It was about uncovering a secret history. The chilling truth is that we may be living next to the greatest archaeological site in the universe, a silent, manufactured world filled with the technology and secrets of a civilization that may have been 1 billion years older than us. Think about it. The strange, unnatural minerals found in the Apollo rock samples, the mysterious magnetic fields that appear and disappear. What if these are not natural geological quirks, but the slow decay of incomprehensible technology? The dying whispers of a machine that has been silent for eons. The builders are gone, but their creation remains, a monument to their power, their intelligence, and perhaps their extinction. The moon is not a threat, it is a warning, a message in a bottle from a civilization that reached for the stars and, for some unknown reason, failed. So we are left with this haunting idea that the beautiful, familiar moon in our night sky is a lie, that we are, and always have been, living in the shadow of a giant dead spaceship, a silent, hollow world that once housed a civilization far greater than our own. This is the kind of thought that creates a long-term psychological impact. It reframes our entire existence. We look up at the moon not as a symbol of romance or exploration, but as a cosmic graveyard, a reminder of our own fragility. And this leads us to the final haunting question. If the moon is a tomb that was once home to a hyper-advanced civilization, what happened to them? And if it could happen to them, what makes us think that it couldn't happen to us?